Hi Cancer, welcome to your October 2018 Tarology 33 reading. We have a Celtic cross spread in front of us. You guys got quite a few extra cards that came out, and there's some tough ones on the table too, so we'll just get right into it, see if we can figure out what's going on. In the main situation, we had two cards, and that was Justice and the Queen of Pentacles. So, Justice is my major arcana card for Libra. And then the Queen of Pentacles is my minor arcana card for Capricorn. So Libra would be your 4th house, and then Capricorn would be your 7th house. So these two energies working together, this could just be saying that there's some kind of balance that will be restored in your home regarding a relationship. That's one way it could go. Another way, this could just be pointing out that we'll have the sun in the sign of Libra this month, and maybe during that time you'll be able to focus on and or establish some more financial security. That's certainly a possibility, given that it's a pentacle card. But the main thing that I'm seeing here is that there will be balance restored. Whatever this is going to be a fair outcome. So, whether, like, let's say if there was some kind of a breakup, because in the challenge position we did have the 3 of Swords, that's saying that, it was best for both parties involved, perhaps, or if, whoever was at fault, there will be justice in the situation. So if this was more of a divorce, let's say, situation, then these two cards coming out together will say that that will be handled in a fair way, a just way. It won't always feel that way, especially if you were the person that was in the wrong, but that's typically what that points to. Like I said, in the challenge position, we do have the 3 of Swords. So that's what I'm saying. It looks like there's some kind of heartbreak. Maybe this is saying that during the time of Libra, which would be basically, at the time I'm recording this, we're about to jump into the Libra season. So basically, the end of September, most of October will be the time of Libra. And maybe that's just saying that during that time you'll be moving away from that heartbreak. In the foundation position, we have two really tough cards. We have the Tower and the Ten of Swords. So when these two are together, they're two of the tougher cards to take. So in an odd way, it might be better that they're together, meaning that they're working hand in hand, that the Ten of Swords basically brings on the Tower situation, or vice versa. You going through the Tower situation as you feeling the Ten of Swords energy. But one thing I would say to keep in mind is we do have the moon at the bottom of the deck. Now, you guys are ruled by the moon, so this could be pointing to, and I almost forgot to point that out, with the Justice card representing Libra and your 4th house, and then the Queen of Pentacles representing Capricorn in your 7th house. That reminds me that the full moon coming up in Aries, which is your 10th house, that full moon is going to be opposite the sun in Libra, obviously. That's what a full moon is. And then it will be receiving a square from Capricorn. So for you guys, that full moon coming up in a few days could really do a number on you, or maybe bring to light what was going on, and then you could work on repairing it throughout the month. But with the Tower and the Ten of Swords, what I'm seeing here is that, you're feeling like you were stabbed in the back, or maybe someone you were dealing with feels that way. It feels like it came out of the blue, right? That's really what these two things together are saying. But usually with the Tower, it's bringing to light something that you needed to know anyway. So there is an interesting dynamic with these two cards, though, looking at what's in the near future position, and then with the moon at the bottom of the deck, so we'll address that when we get to this card. As far as it may not be what it seems, but we'll see. In the past position, we have the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So to me, this could be saying that maybe there was an offer to start something new in the past and you were reluctant to accept it. Let's say if you were going through that Three of Swords energy and that Ten of Swords energy, maybe that's why you were reluctant to accept it, right? Maybe something from this offer reminded you of something you went through in the past. That's another thing. That could be what the moon's talking about with the Ten of Swords and the Tower. So maybe, you still had some wounds that didn't heal, because if you look at the Nine of Wands there, he has the bandage on his head. So maybe you had wounds that hadn't healed yet, so you were reluctant to accept something new because you felt you still had some work to do. That's a possibility, because I remember last month the video for you guys was about addressing deception and imbalance. So maybe you guys are just still dealing with that energy. Maybe it hasn't fully passed yet. That's what that could be pointing to. And, could be relationships with the Libra card there, but it could easily be finances as well, because we have Pentacles here. We have the Queen of Pentacles under that. Could go either way. So for some of you, it'll be relationship related. Others of you could be career related, especially with that, like I said, the full moon about to take place in your 10th house. So could be career or life path related. In the present position, we have two really good cards, right? You have the Six of Cups and you have the Two of Cups. So this could be saying that you're reconnecting with someone from the past and maybe rekindling something with them. Or maybe another way this could play out with these two cards is saying that technically something's pretty new, right? With the Two of Cups, that would point to a new relationship starting. But you may feel this real sense of comfort with them. You might feel like you've known them forever. That's another way that could go. And sometimes that could be the case too. It might be a relationship from a past life that you're reconnecting with, More mundane level, this could mean being the bigger person, is what I refer to with this Six of Cups energy. So maybe if you did have a falling out with someone, right? Maybe if you played some part in the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords, maybe this is more how someone feels regarding you. Maybe you extend the olive branch to them and, you guys get things back on track. That's certainly a possibility. You had Mars retrograde in your 7th house for a little bit. So, maybe that caused some conflicts in your relationships. But either way, those two cards, with the 2 and the 6 together, it doesn't really make me feel, my first thing that I get from that isn't that it's reconnecting with someone old. It makes me feel more like this is a newer connection, but you feel really comfortable with them. That's the main thing that I'm getting there. But for some of you, it could play out to say that, yeah, you reconnect with someone and it feels like it's brand new again, right? Can't rule that out. But either way, much better cards than we had in the foundation, right? So let's hope we keep that forward momentum going. In the near future position, you have the Nine of Swords. So this is a card about anxiety, sleepless nights. So again, we had another 9 on the table in the past position, which was the Nine of Wands. So, like I said, maybe, so when we have cards that are the same number like that, I like to see what the parallel could be with them. So, like I said here, maybe that was an unhealed wound that you had of some kind in the past that has you reluctant to start anything or accept any new offers. Maybe this is saying that you're still processing that, because of that unhealed wound. This has you experiencing sleepless nights, anxiety, worry, right? But another thing to keep in mind is that if you did have that Ten of Swords energy at one point, let's look at the fact that Justice has one sword in its hand, right? And like I said, this could rebalance something. So if you were done wrong in any way, do the math there, right? Which is to say, okay, you were done wrong. Now, with the Justice energy at the center of your reading, that pulls one sword out. right? Now you're left with 9. So it's saying that now this could just be a matter of you trying to overcome what you went through on a more mental basis, if that makes sense. I know it sounds a little weird, but I mean, you guys have some heavy cards in this section of the reading there. But that's what I'm getting. Is to also, especially with the moon at the bottom of the deck too, it's not always about deception to me. It's more of maybe not seeing things as clearly as you normally would in the light of day. The example I always give, and I'm sure you guys might have heard it before because I think you've had the moon in the past, but if you're in an unfamiliar room, think of a hotel room, right? And you have the light off, you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't want to wake up the other person in the room, so you try to navigate your way to the bathroom with no light, right? So you're feeling around, making sure you don't stub your toe on anything. It's not that anyone moved the furniture around while you guys are sleeping, it's just that it's an unfamiliar room and you had no problem navigating it when the light was on, but now without that light, you might feel a little reluctant to trust what's in front of you. So that's what the moon speaks to with me. It says to feel things out a little bit more. What you see may not be exactly what it is, but definitely be cautious and move slowly, but try to feel it out. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Six of Pentacles. So this is another card that speaks to balance for me. So again, if it was maybe if you had done someone wrong, then maybe and going back, like we said, we had the Six of Cups there too. Maybe you're extending an olive branch to them, right? Or maybe this is just saying that maybe you looked at these old wounds and realized, you know what, I'm worried about starting something with this person, right? Because these could both be about new starts. And you're saying, okay, well, you know what, let me try to put myself out there, but not give too much, right? Let me try to make sure that for now I'll reluctantly step forward and try to be balanced about it, give a little bit, but not too much, and just feel it out, test the waters, if you will. And then, we have the scales there, just like we have there. So those energies line up to me, which is to say that you're at least trying to make an effort, knowing that, okay, this is something I'm dealing with. I have this anxiety. I'm not sure I'm seeing things clearly, right? Maybe this is just saying that this energy, something in play, drudged up some old memories you had, which is the Tower and the Ten of Swords, and has you on edge. And, you're feeling like, okay, this might be a great connection, but I don't know. And for some of you, again, given that this is Pentacles and we had the Queen of Pentacles there too, this could totally be financially related as well. I'm sure it'll resonate for some of you in different ways. And if that's the case, it may be saying that with this Ace of Wands here, maybe you've been reluctant to start a new project of some kind, take an action in some kind of way, because maybe you tried it in the past and it's failed, or you've tried something similar in the past and it's failed. And maybe now, you're receiving some support and you're not sure you could accept it or trust it rather. And this is saying to just try to be more receptive and accept any help, because this doesn't necessarily have to be you that's giving. It could be someone trying to give to you as well. But either way, it's usually a balanced exchange. All right, in the position of the environment, we have the Magician. So this could be someone who's helping you manifest, for example. That's one way that this could play out. This could just be saying that with the energies at play, you have the support in your environment to manifest. So, like we were saying, you have Justice there, which even though, there's no denying it, you got some of the tougher cards in the deck out here. The Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, Tower, Nine of Swords. But let's keep in mind that these are a lot of air cards too. So this could just be saying you're feeling out of your element. Maybe you're thinking about things a lot and feeling reluctant to move and trust your movements. That could be what's going on. But it's saying that, with Justice here and the Magician, that you should receive some support with whatever you're going through. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Strength card. So this is my major arcana card for Leo. So this points to your second house. Leo is the second house for a Cancer, so that could be pointing to money issues as well. Like I said, we do have some of the Pentacle energy there, but with that as a hope, I'm going to assume Strength is a hope for you guys, not a fear. So with that as a hope, you could just be hoping for some balance, right, financially. Like we said, even if it was the discussion for your reading last month was addressing imbalance and deception. So whether it was financial or relationship or a combination of the two, where your partner was maybe not being fair with the splitting of assets, it looks like you should receive some support to help balance that out this month. Trying to think of what else I'm seeing there, but could just be saying you're hoping for strength to make it through this energy, like if you're feeling these things being drudged up, all the anxiety, the sleepless nights, you might just be hoping to make it through. And in the outcome position, we have the King of Wands. So this could be someone that you're dealing with, could be a Leo or someone that's taking on that energy of a Leo. Again, this would be your second house as well, which is to say that it might be financial recovery that you would be experiencing, some improvement in finances. If this is referring to the sun itself, you'll have the sun in your fourth house most of the month. And the fourth house is the house that is naturally ruled by Cancer, so that could help you as well to navigate through some of the tougher energy going on this month. But yeah, like I said, the bad thing is clearly we see it right here. You have some of the tougher cards. The good thing, though, is you have some pretty supportive ones, too, as far as Justice, the Magician, the Strength card, the Six of Pentacles. So there's definitely tough energy to get through. It looked like you guys were already going through this for last month, September. So something to keep in mind there. It looks like you could move away from the energy. I mean, it does look like it's going to be tough, though. We're not going to downplay that. But it looks like things are starting to turn around for you in that regard. Could have definitely been relationships, too, because, like I said, Mars was backtracking through Capricorn, which is your seventh house, and now it started moving forward again. Now it's back in Aquarius. So maybe, some relationship upheaval can be resolved now. Or even if it was, like I said, finances, maybe someone not trying to give you assets that were owed to you, whether it be a divorce settlement or a former employer maybe not giving you pay that they owed you. Something along those lines with Mars in the 8th house moving forward now. You might get some help getting that energy pushed forward as well. And last but not least, the good thing is your Oracle card is happy, happy. So, I mean, at first glance, it doesn't seem to align with the reading, right? There are definitely some tough cards there we've been talking about. Let's see. There's the artwork for the card, number 26, if that has any significance for you. Let's see how this ties into the reading. And at the very least, even if it doesn't seem to mesh with what we have here in the spread, maybe it's saying that, yeah, you'll go through some tough times, but there'll be some good times as well. All right, it says joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a feeling that all is well. So like we said, with the Nine of Swords in the near future, you might not feel that way all month, but maybe at some point the energy will shift for you and help you out. It says the Oracle's message, your desires are effortlessly fulfilled now. Find joy in the present moment, whatever is happening, and be satisfied with things as they are. You're free from the shackles of longing and able to experience the liberation that comes from actually being happy moment to moment, for you have chosen happiness over yearning for it. Now is the time for feeling joy for the sake of joy and experiencing contentment. None of this is because of something outside yourself. Your happiness is a result of your being at one with Spirit's plan for your life. All is well. The tide is in for now. Enjoy playfully splashing in it. So, like I said, looking at the spread in general, I didn't see anything that jumped out to me that aligns with this message. But let's call it what it is. I mean, I certainly hope it does resonate for you, because like I said, there are definitely some tough cards there. The one thing that I do harp on, though, is to say that this is swords energy, so it could be stuff in your mind with the moon that maybe, you just need to process and hopefully move past it. It might just be that some stuff you've been going through seems worse to you than it is, and maybe the moon energy, you guys are ruled by the moon, so any lunar activity is going to impact you more than most, but there will be a new moon in your fourth house during the month of October, and like I mentioned earlier, the fourth house is the one you naturally rule, so maybe that'll help you feel re-energized in that regard too. Alright, for those of you if this resonated as a relationship reading, I'll read that. It says, there are moments in a relationship when you just feel good about whom you're with, and you know that your heart is wide open to befriend, to love, and to care for another without wanting anything in return. This is the kind of happy that you just want to share. The appearance of this card in the reading tells you that joy and contentment are here now, not somewhere else or off in the future. The grass is greenest right where you stand. Be grateful and delight in your relationship, and if you're seeking one, be happy now. Happiness attracts more of itself like bees to honey. So again, like I said, maybe this is something that you're still processing from the past. Like we said, in the present, we do have the Two of Cups with the Six of Cups, which could mean that maybe there's a connection in your life that, you feel comfortable. This would be new as far as the Two of Cups, but the Six of Cups means you feel very comfortable with them, like you've known each other for a lot longer than you have. For fewer of you, it could also be that the other way around, you do reconnect with someone from the past and you feel like you can start anew with them. That's a possibility as well. But either way, that's saying that maybe, trying to move away from this energy, easier said than done, right? But in the process of doing so and putting yourself out there, knowing, okay, I'm not going to give too much, but I will try to try to have a balanced, even exchange right now and see where it goes, right? That could be you putting yourself out there a little bit. And then the energy of the environment helps you manifest into something that you want out of the relationship. All right, and then lastly, we'll read the prosperity message. It says, this is a time to take pride in your accomplishments. You're doing good work, providing exceptional service, and are well compensated for it. The world rains gratitude upon you, and you're happy with the results of your efforts and creativity. Isn't it amazing to consider all that you have done? Remember your partnership with Spirit in this moment too. Your soul has always known you could accomplish anything if it brought you joy. So maybe that's what this is referring to too. If it brought you joy, maybe you're reconnecting with someone, or something that you used to do in the past. Right? Maybe it's, anything that you used to do that would make you happy, even going back to childhood, right? Because those two cards look like two children. So maybe when you were younger, something you used to do that made you happy, you've gotten away from it as you gotten older, and now you're starting to reconnect with it and maybe even find that you can make a living doing it, or at least, supplement your income in some way doing so. Something to keep in mind. And I should point out too, before I forget, you're going to have Venus going retrograde in your fifth house too. So that's about romance. So that could be a bit of a tricky energy to deal with as well. So maybe that's where some of this confusion could be coming about, if this is a relationship situation or even related to creative projects. Fifth house is about creativity of all kinds. Even pregnancy for some, but I don't see any pregnancy indicators here on the table. So that could be what this is referring to as well. Just that Venus retrograde energy could have you re-looking at things. It could bring either someone from your past back up for you to finally heal, get some closure, move on. or it could actually have someone who feels like they are from the past come around. Something to keep in mind there. And you know what? Since there were some tough cards here, there's a protection message that you would normally read when the card comes out in reverse. It did come out in the upright, but since the Happy Happy seems like such a contrast to some of these darker cards, literal darker cards on the table, I'll read this just in case it resonates with some of you. It says, lighten up, because this is the time to be ridiculous and silly. See the world through the eyes of a clown and don't take yourself or any situation right now too seriously. Have fun, be playful, and make laughter the order of the day. You'll be surprised by how everything just seems to fall into place when humor leads the way. Being happy and lighthearted is a wonderful icebreaker. Life is meant for play as well as work, for laughter as well as tears, for celebration as well as focus. Spirit wants to sparkle through you today. Smile and enjoy each breath and each moment. Miracles lie in the silly things today. So, like I said, hopefully that'll resonate for some of you as well. Like I said, there's no getting around the fact that there's definitely some tough cards there, but I do see the contrast with them, and then you have the Justice card, the Magician, and the Environment. It looks like this energy is going to pass. It could have just, like I said, been lingering from last month. For some of you, even before that, like I said, maybe something that happened more recently brought you back to something from your past. There's a few different ways that could play out. But it looks like things should start to improve as the month goes along. I hope that's the case for you guys. I will be offering private readings starting in October, now that my schedule is freed up some. So you could check the About section of my channel if you are interested in that. If not, I'll see you guys next month, alright? Bye.